Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Don't you just love it when the left literally eats its own tail? It's quite funny to watch. But nevertheless, we have this story that made me laugh quite considerably. And well, the left isn't really doing too much about it at the moment because, this person is one of the lowest minority groups, I guess you could say. And also, this person was nominated for an Oscar recently for, get this, Best Actress, even though this person is actually a biological dude claiming to be a woman, right? So, this biological dude claiming to be a woman named Carla Sofia Gascon, right? This person not only was nominated for an Oscar recently, and the whole industry has blown up. It just shows us how insane and how far gone Hollywood really has come. And to be honest with you, I hope that Carla wins the award. I really, really do, because it will just show all of us how utterly insane this woke nonsense really is. But anyway, Carla is under fire at the moment for tweets about being anti Muslim, George Floyd, and Oscar's diversity. This is a really funny story. At least I thought it was a funny story nonetheless. And Carla stars in the film that I think got 13 Oscar nods. I don't really give two craps about it anyway, but got two Oscar nods about Emilia Perez, I think is the name of the movie. Emilia Perez star Carla Sofia Gascon is under fire for a series of social media posts to Carla's account on X, formerly known as Twitter, in which the actor appears to express controversial views on Muslims, George Floyd, and diversity at the Oscars. How about that? Eh? How about that? Didn't know about any of Carla's views at all. Just, we're going to nominate you for an Oscar because you fit the diversity category, so to speak. Like, how about that? Not because you can act, not because you have a stellar performance, but because you claim to be something you're actually not. The posts, many of which were deleted on Thursday after they were resurfaced by journalist Sarah Hagi, were largely posted between 2020, 2021. One example dated November 2020. I'm sorry. It is just my expression. Or is there more Muslims in Spain? Every time I go to pick up my daughter from school, there are more women with their hair covered and their skirts down to their heels. Next year, instead of English, we'll have to teach Arabic. Right. Okay. Another post from September 2nd, 2020, attached to a photo of a Muslim family in a restaurant, including a woman in a burqa, reads, Islam is marvelous without any machismo, right? Women are respected, and when they are so respected, they are left with a little squared hole on their faces for their eyes to be visible and their mouths, but only if she behaves. Although they dress this way for their own enjoyment, how deeply disgusting of humanity. What's wrong? What's so controversial about that? I actually agree with Carla. Here's the photo of the Muslim family, right? Like, it's quite crazy that women have to wear the complete covering. And to be honest with you, it's quite scary as well. Like, when you're walking down the street and you see someone fully covered head to toe, it freaks me out. Okay. I need to be able to see somebody's face. I need to be able to see their facial expressions. I need to be able to see their body language first and foremost, but you can't see any of that. All you can see is like the slit of the little eyes. And it just like, scares me. Anyway, in a post from January 29th, in a post from January 29th, 2021, Gascon's account says that Islam fails to comply with international rights and that the religions must be banned as long as it does not comply with DDHH, using an abbreviation for human rights in Spanish law. The commentary appears to extend to other religions as well. In a post from August 16, 2021, Gascon writes, I am so sick of so much of this shit of Islam, of Christianity, of Catholicism, and all of the effing beliefs of morons that violate human rights. Well, seems like Variety didn't want to put Christian controversial views or Catholicism controversial views. Now we're going to put Islamic controversial views because we know what that's going to breed, don't we? Along with Gascon's post about Islam, Gascon posted a long thread about George Floyd just days after he was killed by a police officer, inspiring protests across the US. I really think that very few people ever cared about George Floyd, a drug addict swindler, but his death has served to once again demonstrate that there are people who still consider black people to be monkeys without rights and consider policemen to be assassins. Gascon wrote, they're all wrong. Hey, I don't mind any of the things that Gascon's saying at the moment, aside from, well, Gascon going on about how bad Christianity is and Catholicism and all that other stuff and violating human rights. Like, hey, what happened to freedom of speech? Like, just because this person claims to be something they're actually not, there seems to be some based, I guess you could say, trans people out there, if you want to call them trans. In a follow-up post, Gascon added too many things to reflect on regarding the behavior of our species every time an event occurs. Perhaps it is no longer a question of racism, but of social classes that feel threatened by each other. Maybe that's the only real difference. So more and more, the Oscars are looking like a ceremony for independent and protest films. I didn't know if I was watching an Afro-Korean festival, a Black Lives Matter demonstration, or the 8 Mil, Gascon wrote. Apart from that, an ugly, ugly gala. And this is the person that the Academy has nominated for an Oscar in the category of Best Actress, believe it or not. And it seems like Gascon doesn't even like the joint. How about that, man? A tweet from August 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic reads, a Chinese vaccine. Man, I think I happen to really enjoy this person, aside from the fact that they claim to be something they're actually not. Like, makes a lot of sense. Chinese vaccine, apart from the mandatory chip, comes with 2 spring rolls, a cat that moves its hand, 2 plastic flowers, a pop-up lantern, 3 telephone lines, and €1 for your first controlled purchase. Another tweet from February 2020 similarly reads, or has the same take, China reading, so many scientists in the world making bombs, so many scholars constructing objects for space, so many medicinal factories, and there's no one who can get in line with this Chinese shit. In the end, it was a tremendous show for a new variant of the flu, avian or coronavirus. There we go. Netflix and the Academy had no comment spokespeople for Gascon, and Gascon did not respond to requests for comments either. Gascon's old social media post came to light following a separate controversy in which the actor, in an interview with a Brazilian newspaper, January 21st, criticized campaigns online that Gascon believed attacked Gascon and Emilia Perez and appeared to single out the team working with fellow Best Actress nominee I'm Still Here star Fernanda Torres. Mate, the drama just keeps on getting better and better, doesn't it? And then it just keeps on going from there. I don't want to read the rest because I'm getting bored. But nevertheless, Tommy Lauren goes, lol freaking L. Left uplifts trans actor dunks on Islam and Black Lives Matter madness. And the left is now eating its own tail. Beautiful, beautiful to watch. Yes, indeed. It is very, very beautiful to watch. So let's just see what happens, shall we? I'm very, very curious, indeed, to see what the Academy does. They're probably going, oh, this person is way too controversial. They meet all of the diversity criteria, but they're so controversial with their stance. They're not going to fall in line. What are we going to do? We've nominated a based trans person. Help. I love it when they shoot themselves in their own foot. It's fantastic to bear witness to. Anyway, that's enough from me, but you guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.